When you're signed up to the free weekly email of residential visitors going to your website, you receive an email once a week until you've hit 300 visitors to your website in that month. Now, the email itself doesn't tell you a lot because the geolocated residential addresses aren't in it, but within it, you've got this CSV download. And what that gives you are several columns of information about those visitors that could be identified at their home address within that time period, i.e. in this case it's a week. So you can see here it's going from the 1st to the 10th and it's just gone slightly over a week in this case. Of most interest to you within this spreadsheet will be this column A, which is the address of each visitor to your website and the date and time that they came to your website. And it also gives you other information, for example, whether mobile or desktop. It tells you what page they landed on, and it will also show you the path that they went through on your website if they looked at more than one page. Now, that's one way of looking at the data. It's not an amazing way to look at it, but it does give you the basic information that you can have for free. So what the system will do is it will deliver this to you once a week until you run out of data. Now, it will track from 10 to 30% of your website visitors as being geolocated in this way. And you could be looking up these addresses to see where these people live, because they might be the types of people you want to reach out to because you know they've been to your website. What happens when your free data runs out is that the last report you get shows you it'll probably just show you a few visitors that were tracked in the previous week because it hit the threshold of 300 total visitors. So if you were getting, say, 10% identified, you would probably have a total of 30 visitors identified within a month. If it was 30%, you'd have like 90 based on that level of website traffic. But it will just stop after a period of time. Now, if you wanted more than this, there are services beyond the free service. And what they do is they allow you to get a daily email as well as a weekly email and access to the system that shows you the detail level of what those people looked at page by page. So this is the same data, it's just presented within the interface, and you can see the address here of this visitor, and you can see in a clearer way what they looked at page by page when they went to the website. And as you go through, you can see those. I mean, some people go to one page, some people will be from different parts of the world. The system tracks everything. But you would look through this information and you would focus on those that are the areas that you would target. And you might, for example, look one of them up. So let's take this one, for example. We've got someone here, we've got an address, and we're just going to look this postcode up. So in this case, this is a postcode, it's in the UK. We just search that in Google Chrome. And we could do a couple of things here. We could look at, say, a directory, which would show us the addresses in that area, and we could find the address that matched in the system here. We can get a better feel for that location and the value of the property that might be relevant. And sometimes you might want to click through and look at the map and get a better feel for that area. Doing that here, just going to look at the postcode again and search for it here. And I click on the map and we can see the area there. We might be interested in having a look at the satellite view and zooming in, because sometimes it might be relevant to get a feel for the property that's visited the website and the area that's around it. Then you can make a decision on whether you want to reach out to that particular property based on what you're selling and whether you think people in that property may buy. And as you can see here, there's lots of detailed information of these visitors to your website, and you can get very specific about they were, and you can feel confident that the people were at those addresses when they came to your website, and so they are a good lead for you to reach out to. But obviously this is the detail level of the system, this is the paid for version, but most people would be able to use this information and easily convert enough of those into new business to make it worth paying for. However, this is still very much free. you get quite a few tracked. Obviously, this is perhaps a little bit misleading, this view here, because this is a 1 week view. This website gets quite a bit of traffic, so quite a few of those have been geolocated during that time. In your particular case, if you had lower levels of traffic, I mean, let's say, for example, you had less than 300 total visitors to your website each month, you could probably get one of these reports every week, and you wouldn't actually need to pay for anything. And that's just part of the service provided because I think it's a good thing to do. And if it helps companies, that's fantastic. But if people do have more visitors to the website and they do want more than what it's showing here, then that service is available as well.